All right, welcome back to part 3. So let's do this next problem together. So all the other problems we've dealt with included addition. The next problem we're going to do right now has to do with subtraction. So question number 3 says to find what negative 2/3 minus 1/2 is. So the first question we have to ask ourselves is, are these fractions like fractions? And explain. Well, in this case, 3 and 2, no, the denominators are different. They're not like fractions. So we're going to say no, the denominators are different. There we go. The second question is, what is the LCD of both 3 and 2? Well, I can figure that out right here. The LCD of 3, let's try multiples of 3. 3 and 6, let's try multiples of 2. 2, 4, and 6. Our LCD is 6. So what do we need to do before we can subtract unlike fractions? Well, just like before, we have to rewrite each fraction using the LCD. Okay, so rewrite the fraction using the LCD. All right, so nothing much changes from this problem compared to some of the addition problems we've been doing. We're still going to use the LCD to rewrite our fractions. So let's rewrite this as negative 2/3 times 2 times 2, oops, minus, that's a minus sign, it's a terrible looking minus sign, minus 1/2 times 3 times 3. Negative 2 times 2 gives me negative 4/6 minus 3/6. All right, so remember how we were going over the past couple of days adding the opposite? Well, we're going to have to add the opposite here. I have subtraction. I don't like subtraction, so I got to change that subtraction problem to an addition problem. So you guys can use either KFC or you can use at the opposite. It's all the same thing. So keep the first fraction the same, okay? And then change the subtraction problem to an addition problem by adding the opposite. Subtraction becomes addition, and the opposite of positive 3/6 becomes negative 3/6. According to integer addition rules, I have the same sign, therefore I can add and keep the signs. So 4 plus 3 gives me 7. I keep the negative sign the same, and I write that over 6. And since we're not really going to convert from improper fractions to mixed numbers, we'll say negative 7/6 is our final answer. However, if you want the mixed number version, you could say that the answer would be negative 1 and 1/6. So either or would be cool. And where it says rewrite the expression for the sum of the numerators using the additive inverse, well, the additive inverse is the same thing as saying adding the opposite. So we can rewrite it as negative 4 plus negative 3, which is exactly what we did here. Negative 4 plus negative 3, negative 4 plus negative 3. All right, awesome. So at this point, go ahead and turn the page. You're going to need these notes so to help you answer the next 3 questions. So please complete letter G, H, and I by yourself. If you need help, play the video, watch my solution set. If not, please try to do these problems on your own. See you back in a bit. All right, and we're back. So all these problems, none of them have common denominators, which means I'm going to have to find the LCD of all of them. So let's start with this problem, letter G. The LCD of 8 and 4 include multiples of 8, which is 8, 4, and 8. My LCD is 8. Easy enough. Let's rewrite the fractions using the LCD. 5/8 times 1 minus 1/4 times 2 times 2. All right, 5/8 minus 2/8 equals, now I know I told you guys to add the opposite, And we can do that too in this problem. But since 5 is a positive and 2 is a positive and 5 is bigger than 2, let's just make it easy on ourselves. Let's just subtract like we normally would with integers. 5 minus 2 gives me 3 over 8. All right, easy enough. So 3/8 is my answer there. For the next problem, letter H, 3/4 minus 1/3. So let's find the LCD of 4 and 3. Common multiples of 4 include 4, 8, and 12. Common multiples of 3 include 3, 6, 9, and 12. My LCD is 12. So let's take that LCD and rewrite the fractions. 3/4 times 1, 2, 3 times 3 minus 1/3 times 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 times 4, and I get 9 over 12 plus negative 4 over 12. All right, now we're cooking. Now we have an addition sign here, which means I can use addition rules. 9 plus negative 4. I have different signs, therefore I subtract. 9 minus 4 gives me 5. I take the sign of the number furthest away from 0, which is 9, so I keep it positive, and my denominator stays the same. My final answer is 5 over 12. And last but not least, we have letter I. 1/2 minus negative 2/5. There it is. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, here it is. So let's go ahead and find the common multiples, or at least common denominator of 2 and 5. LCD, we have common multiples of 2 include 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Common multiples of 5 include 5 and 10. My LCD is 10. All right, let's go ahead and rewrite this fraction using the LCD. 1/2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5 times 5 minus negative 2/5 times 2 times 2 equals 5/10 minus negative 4 over 10. All right, I have subtraction here. I still have subtraction. I don't want subtraction. So I want to add the opposite, or do KFC. Keep the first fraction the same, add instead of subtract, and take the opposite of negative 4/10 and make it 4 over 10. All right, common denominators, which means I can add the numerators together. 5 plus 4 gives me 9 over 10. 9 over 10 is my final answer. At this point, please pause the video and take 1 minute to summarize what you've learned up until this point from the last summarization until now. See you back in a bit to finish part 2, which is the final part of our notes.